Hi everyone, it's Christine with Usborne Books More. Hey, if you or your readers enjoy reading stories that really touch your heart, or social emotional learning books, SEL books, where you learn to overcome fear or be more confident, these books, these picture books from Usborne Books More, I think you'll really enjoy. Let's start with Dog and Mouse. So this is for ages 3 to 7. It's about this character, this dog, who waits in the woods all day long, and he's waiting for his true, loyal best friend. And then one day this mouse comes along and said, well, that sounds like fun. I'll sit and wait with you. So throughout the book, they get to know each other and become friends. And in the end, the message is about that sometimes what you're looking for might be right in front of you and you don't see it. So it's a great story about friendship. Jonathan James and the What If Monster is another one of our favorites, also for ages 3 to 7. And it's about this boy named Jonathan James, how he's very curious by nature, but he's always scared. He's scared to try new things because the what if monster is constantly telling him, say, well, what if you fail? What if people laugh at you? What if you can't do it? And what if it's scary? So in the end, it goes through how Jonathan James overcomes his own fears and how he changes the what if monster's mindset and how he becomes more confident. Mind Your Manners is also for ages 3 to 7. This is a great book with rhyming text to each page, maybe a few sentences on each. It gives you different scenarios to go through of what to do in certain situations. For example, no one likes mean, greedy grabbers. I'm sure everybody agrees. You won't get far being a snatcher. Polite pandas always say please. So in this case, it talks about sharing and saying please. So these are just different scenarios that will show you and take you through that your kids might go through at school, maybe with their friends. Another great book as well. I'm Not Very Afraid of the Dark is actually one of our new titles that just came out. It is great for kids who might be afraid of the dark. It talks about a little boy who watches the sun go down and how he sees shadows outside. And there are cutouts to each page that you can actually use a flashlight and see the shadows on the wall too. But he talks about how you see shadows and dark corners in the house at night. I love this page, how his perspective when you turn off the lights and he's about to go to sleep right here, everything looks like a monster. But then when you turn on the light, you can see it's all his toys laying around everywhere. So it's just a great way to share with your kids who might be afraid of the dark how things are sometimes not that scary after all. Cordelia is another great one for ages 3 to 7. This one, unlike Jonathan James, starts off talking about a girl who's confident to begin with. She's happy, she knows who she is, and she just hangs out with her friends and wants to spread joy until one day some of her friends started telling her, well, you can't really do this. I mean, and making her doubt who she is. So the pages actually go gray, reflecting what Cordelia feels like. And the story, of course, in the end shows how Cordelia overcomes what other naysayers, if you want to call it, and realizes being herself is the best version of her. B is for Bedtime is another great one that we love to read right before bedtime. It goes through the alphabets in a simple one-liner rhyming. For example, this is B for the book with my dad. It's a winner. So it's very simple and it goes through the alphabets, which is helpful and educational as well. The pages are thicker, but I love this book for its simplicity and how just touching it is with every single story and how it uses the letters to share the different routines you might go through at bedtime. Boy is another one. This is for ages 4 to 7. It takes place in the Viking days or Viking times, and this little boy actually can't hear, and so he talks with his hands. Everywhere he goes, he has what's called dancing hands, and he's trying to explain to people what he's talking about. At that time, there was a lot of fighting between the Vikings and the dragons, so he actually becomes a person who tells them, hey, there's no reason to fight. You see his dancing hands right here. There's no reason to fight. We can all get along. We can all share and all live peacefully together. Can I Join Your Club is another great book that we like. This is for ages 4 to 7 as well. It's about Duck, the character who's trying to fit in to the Snakes Club by changing the way he looks. Is trying to fit in the Elephants Club by trying to be as loud as the elephant. And in the end, he realizes, I'm going to form my own club and invite everyone in. So this one also has another strong message about loving everyone and just being kind overall. A Tale of Two Beasts is our last book. This is for ages 5 to 9. This one talks about how the little girl rescues a squirrel, but then by taking him in, feeding him food, building a box at home for it. But then in the middle of the book, it starts off a total different story from the squirrel's perspective, how the squirrel felt like, hey, I was happy, and then this beast, the squirrel calls the girl beast, snatched me up, put me in a box and confined me in there. So it's a great way to share a story about there's always different perspectives, 2 different perspectives to every side, or 2 sides to every story. So it's another great book as well. And these are just some of the picture books I wanted to share with you.